Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Jai
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
जय गौर निताई भगवान की
जय
जय जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद
जय
वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती वेशं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्राय शुभदृष्णत्वं भगवतं सेवया भगवतमुत्तमश्लोकै भक्तिर्भवति नष्टके। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं गयति यत्कपदमहं परमानन्दमाधव श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वर। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11, Text 23. Oh, it's not available here. No laptop is here today. Anyway, you can repeat after me. Purusha Ramacharitam Sharanai Upadharayan Anaram Sayaparaha Rajana Karmabandhanoi Vimuchyate Purusha Ramacharitam Smaranoi Upadharayan Anrayam sa paro rajan
Sarandam Parunayam
Karma bandhai vimuchyate.
Karma Bandhai Vinuchati.
It's a little bit difficult, but you have a good memory.
Sorry, I forgot to.
It's okay. But you have very good memory. Okay. So word by word meaning and then translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Purushoi,
Purusha,
any person, Ramacharitam,
Ramacharitam,
the narration
the narration
concerning the activities
concerning the activities
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra.
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra.
Smaranoi,
Smaranai,
by oral reception.
by oral reception.
Upadharayan,
Upadarayan,
simply by this process of hearing.
simply by this process of hearing.
Andramsaya Paraha,
Andram Saya Paraha
becomes completely free from envy.
becomes completely free from envy.
Rajana,
Rajana,
O King Parikshit,
O King Parikshit,
Karma Bandhoi,
Karma Bandhai,
by the bondage of fruitive activities.
by the bondage of fruitive activities.
Vimuchyate,
Vimuchyate,
one becomes liberated.
once becomes liberated.
Translation, O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narration concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastime will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here in this material world, everyone is envious of someone else. Even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in his spiritual activities, other devotees are envious of him. Such envious devotees are not completely freed from the bondage of birth and death. As long as one is completely free from the cause of birth and death, as long as one is not completely free from the cause of birth and death, one cannot enter the Sanatana Dharma or the eternal pastimes of the Lord. One becomes envious because of being influenced by the designations of the body. But the liberated devotee has nothing to do with the body, and therefore he is completely on the transcendental platform. A devotee is never envious of anyone, even his enemy, because the devotee knows that the Lord is his supreme protector. He thinks, what harm can the so-called enemy do? Thus a devotee is confident about his protection. The Lord says, Jej tamam prapaddate tam tateva bhajami aham. According to the protection of one's, according to the proportion of one's surrender unto me, I respond accordingly. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense, a Vaishnava aparad. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing and chanting Shravana Kirtana is certainly freed from the disease of envy, and thus he becomes eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. Here is the transcendental completion of the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yanai Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Bandhyam Shri Guru Shrijata Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sam Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Shajivam Sadhitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakarnitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpate Goposha Gopika Kanti Shri Radha Kanta Namastete Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataro Bhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanam Vaishnava Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, it's great honor and privilege to be here reading from Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of all of you as involved here, and by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and all of the assembled devotees. So before saying something, I beg mercy from Srila Prabhupada and all of the devotees you are here, so that whatever we share with each other, that is aligning with Guru Parampara, that is not divided from the scripture or from the Sadhu Guru and Shastra. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here the topic is highly elevated topic. How can we become free from envy? As we know that there are 6 enemies, 6 ripu. Kam, Krodh, Mad, Moha, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Moha, Matsarya. And according to the explanation from our Acharya, it is being said that is in the level of hierarchy. Like it's more tough to overcome the next one. First is Kam, then Krodh. If anyone has the anger in himself or herself, that means he or she already has this problem about lust. So like this, and it's also difficult to overcome one by one, and the most difficult one is becoming free from the envy. Lust is among these 6, lust is the primary one. And it is said, lust doesn't mean only attraction from the opposite sex. Lust can be for different things surrounding us. But mostly on the physical level, especially from getting free from the all kinds of attraction, prominently sexual attraction. But the most difficult is becoming fully free of envious nature, fully becoming free from envy. It is being said that when we are cultivating this process of bhakti, then at first our bodily demands and bodily necessities are becoming lesser and lesser. And when these demands become lesser, that doesn't mean that we are becoming fully free from the demands of the mind, intelligence and ego. That's why even I once heard that this envious nature can be available even in the level of sannyas. Though naturally they are becoming free from all of the other calamities, other problems, and comparatively it's a little bit easier to own or overcome over lust, over physical demands. Like for example, it depends on the physical nature, physical habits. If we have a control on our food habits, on our bodily habits, then these lust desires become lesser and lesser. Life, like if anyone, according to biological science also, during the time of the Ekadashi or surrounding the days of Ekadashi, the demand of the body becomes more higher. Because on that time, both for male and female, due to the tide in the ocean, and this tide is happening by the attraction and repulsion from the moon. So in that time, due to the this propensity, this relation between the moon and the water of the sea, and also we have 70% of water in our body. So there is a huge influence of the water level in our body. That's why during the Ekadashi time or Dadashi, Ekadashi, Trayadashi, during this time, people has much more influential activities regarding the sex in our body, because like that time we have more propensity, more lust desire on that time. That's why it is said in the scripture that it's better if we do fully fasting during the Ekadashi. It's good. If not, then it's as much as possible we should decrease the demand of the body by eating less, by sleeping less. That is scientific also. All of the Vedic injunctions, all of the Vedic instructions, that are totally scientific. Gradually, scientists are discovering this process. Like there is one scientific research about the junk DNA. So this is saying that the 4 sinful activities, Abhartikam tada tasmoi sthanani kalayodado dutam panam striyashunam jatra adharma chaturvidaha. And this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 37, chapter 17, verse 37. And Kali was praying to Maharaj Parikshit that I am now under the shelter of you. So as if someone takes shelter of a king, of a great person, he doesn't deny or ignore that person. So Kali personified. He told, okay, now I am taking shelter of you, O great king. You are a great devotee, so please save me. So then Parikshit Maharaj told, Dutam panam striyashunam jatra dharma chaturvida. Where there is 4 kinds of sinful reactions. Dutam panam striyashunam. The 4 sinful activities that we, that we have for regulation in our ISKCON society. No meditating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. Dutam means gambling. Panam means drinking alcohol or something. Dutam panam istriya, illicit sex. And sunam means taking meat. So this is saying that Dutam panam istriya sunam jatra dharma chaturvida. And according to this research about the junk DNA, it is shown that the person, those who are engaged in these activities, their cells are aging more and more rapidly than the other persons comparatively. Like if anyone engages in too much illicit sex or alcohol or drinking meat, cigarette like this, then his cells, his body become full of more oxidant, and these oxidants, there is happening oxidation more and more, and then the cells are becoming burnt. Of course, before coming in ISKCON, we didn't know about this. That's why we did also so many sinful activities. But thanks to Prabhupada and thanks to Guru Gauranga, especially thanks to Prabhupada, he brought this Krishna consciousness to the Western countries and throughout the world, in fact. So that's why now we know these things, this information, and that's helping us to remove these problems more and more. And at the same time, we should be alert so that we follow the rules and regulation as it is, not diluting the regulations, the standards by our whimsical behavior. And at the same time, we have to advise others, we have to apply the injunctions to others according to time, place and circumstances, according to their level. For example, if a newcomer comes to the temple and he has a little bit of interest for Krishna consciousness, you can't say, okay, now from today you turn 16 rounds. You remove all of the bad habits, follow for regulative principle. And he will say, no, my God, they are too fanatic. I can't do it. That's why when Narad Muni was instructing Jai Jai Nitai Satisho Jagannath Desvajra Maharani Radha Parishishar Ki
Jai.
Prabhupada Ki. That's why while instructing Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni, he told that following the rules and regulation, following the religious activities and doing the bhakti is also depends on time, place and circumstances. We can't be hard and fast, strict in all circumstances. So we have to know what is the difference between the principle and details. What is the main principle we should follow? While in some cases we may have, do some sacrifice in the details. Like for example, for a brahmachari, it should not any standard activity to talk unnecessarily with women. And also for the women, they should not talk unnecessarily with the brahmachari. But for the service, we can do that. Now, if any brahmachari think, okay, it's not a standard to talk with women, and there is a special need for doing the service, and still he is ignoring, that means he is not in the proper consciousness. And I have heard one nice story regarding this. Once two brahmachari, they are waiting for passing a canal, having like knee level water, and also a woman is waiting to pass. So the women requested these brahmacharis, can you please help me to pass this river? I don't have this courage to pass alone, so please help me. So they are thinking what to do. One was mature among them, between them, two brahmacharis, and one was not too much mature and fanatic. So the brahmachari, he was thinking, okay, there is no other option, there is no other people here, and this woman is really in danger, so let's help her. And so he was praying to the Lord, oh my Lord, you know that it's not any standard, it's not my task being a brahmachari to do this, but still, this is a circumstance a little bit different, so I pray to you, please save me, so that my consciousness don't become divided, I don't get affected. Thinking this and praying like this, he took this woman in his shoulder and he passed the canal. While the other brahmachari, he was looking like, oh my God, what the hell he is doing, this guy? Surely he is going to hell. And okay, when they passed the river, that brahmachari who carried the women, immediately he forgot this incident. He was observing on the meditation of the lotus feet of Lord, forgetting the incident totally from his mind. But the other guy, he was thinking, and after walking 2 kilometers, he was saying, you foolish guy, what the hell you have done? You must go to hell. You carried this woman in your shoulder. So my question to all of you, who carried the woman for the long time? The person who carried on his shoulder, or the person who carried in his mind for 2 kilometers? Who carried much more? The women? First one who carried the women in his shoulder? Second one. Why? Yeah. Because for the whole path of 2 kilometers, he was carrying this woman in his mind. But this brahmachari, becoming humble, becoming subordinate, becoming surrendered to the Lord, he immediately forgot that by the mercy of Lord, Otherwise, it's never possible. Padam padam jad vipadam natesham. In this material world, in every single step of our life, there is danger. If anyone think we can save ourselves by our own effort, it's a foolishness. In the scripture, there are two verses. Kalena shatachitam bhagavan vishataridi. And this verse is saying that Kalena shatachitam, if one do the endeavor, in due course of time, Bhagavan vishataridi, Lord Krishna, Lord Gaur Nitai, they become situated in their heart. So here it is saying that by our endeavor, we can get the mercy of Lord. And another verse is saying, and so also there is another verse by Rupa Goswami, that Janmaputi Sukrito Inalabhate Krishna Bhakti Rati Priyatam Jadi Kutopi Labhate Tattullam Api Mullam Ekanam Janma Kute Sukrito Inalabhate. By our eagerness, by our endeavor, by our greed to hear and to remember, to take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, only we can get delivered. Otherwise, Janma Kuti Sukriti Nalabhate, by accumulating Sukriti, sinful, pious activities, fruitive activities, it's never possible to get the mercy. And also there is one verse in the Bhagavad Gita, like this. Adhisthanam tata karta karanam cha pritakavidam vividashta pritaka chesta doivam cha eva atra panchamam. Whatever endeavors we are doing in this material world, it may be spiritual or material, all of these depends on the 5 factors: a body, soul, endeavor, in senses, and the last one is the mercy. So there also we see that endeavor is needed there. We should do our endeavor. But at the same time, our only effort is not enough to get the mercy of the Lord. But our effort attracts Lord to give His mercy to us. So to get this mercy, we should do our endeavor and efforts. And when we get this mercy, only we can save us. So the calculation or the final word is, by endeavor we get the mercy, and by mercy we can be free from these problems of our life: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, mostly the most dangerous one. So the point is, we are discussing about how we can become free from envy. And Srila Narottama Das Thakur told that Kam Krishna Karma Arpane Krodha Bhakta Deshe Jane. So he was describing how we can engage all of these, enemies in our life in the service of Krishna. But interestingly, there is no option for the envy. I forgot the whole verse. He was saying, Kam Krishna Karmarpane. We can put our lust desire to Krishna. By satisfying Him, we can overcome this problem from lust. Krodha Bhakta Deshajane. We can show our anger to the person who are inimical to the devotees. Like when the insult or some problems come in the life of devotees, when it's themselves, oneself, they don't protest, he don't protest. But when we see that some other devotees are getting insulted or getting hurt by the inimical person, then we can show our anger. Just like we see in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, Hanuman was showing his anger to burn and to kill the followers of Ravana. So Kam Krishna Karmarpane Krodha Bhakta Desijana. And like this, Narottama Das Thakur was saying how we can engage these 5 problems in some other cases, and thus we can save ourselves. But there was no option. This is actually a song from Narottama Das Thakur. So, but there was no option. He has written there to engage the envious nature in Krishna's service. Then that's why Srila Prabhupada here mentioned, even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in his spiritual activities, other devotees are envious of him. So it's very dangerous. So we should, I am reading from this and I am sharing my opinions. That doesn't mean I am free from envy. Honestly, we are all cultivating devotee. We should try our best to become free from this. When this nature, this propensity comes in our mind, then we should not be frustrated, because that is the nature of this world, and we did so many sinful activities, so many life after life, we are getting, affected by these problems in our other lives. But somehow or other, by the mercy of devotees or by some, previous Sukriti, we got attached in this Krishna consciousness. And now we understand, okay, this is a great problem in our life. Until we understand that this is my problem or what are our problems, there is no question of making the solution, thinking about the solution, isn't it? If anyone think, like for example, when a devotee, in their mind these problems are coming, these lusty desires are coming or anger are coming, if not immediately, later they feel they feel really bad in their heart. And they feel, oh, that was not good, my reaction was not good. And they feel like, oh Krishna, please save me. They feel repentant. Oh my Lord, please save me. That time I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't say this to that person. And they become, more humble, and they don't feel, normally it should be, and normally this is the nature of the devotee. They go to the devotee and beg mercy and say sorry. This is very natural. But the opposite thing we see in the attitude of the materialistic person. It's very funny and interesting also. I read once how the old persons, to increase their lusty desire, to increase their sexual power, they are taking so many medication, stimulant, even how foolishness and rascalism it is. Just imagine, they put some sort of organs from the monkey in their body so that they get this more impulse, they get this more strength in terms of sexual energy, because monkeys are very lusty and they are very strong. Have you heard about this earlier? This crazy. It's really crazy. People are really crazy. While devotees, they are trying how can remove this problem. How can we, to be honest, in our devotional life, more or less everyone, we are struggling about it. Even the brahmacharis also, they are struggling. And then the more they advance, the less they face this problem. Otherwise, in the very beginning of the brahmachari life, it's very tough for them also. And they are taking shelter of, they are thinking of the lotus feet of Krishna. How can they be free from this problem? On the other side, just see, they are thinking and doing the activities, how can they increase? So unless we know what is our problem in our life, there is no question of thinking about the solution. They don't think it's a problem. They think not having this is the problem. So it's totally reverse. So like this, they never think becoming envy is a problem in life, is the real problem in life. Rather it's very normal for them. So if being a devotee, we also have this mentality, okay, I am becoming envy, no problem, then we are no more better than a materialistic person. So when these problems comes in our mind, in our heart, we should not frustrate it, but at the same time we should be alert and we should be active. How can we remove this problem? So while distributing the book, if I see my colleague distributed 10 more Bhagavad Gita than me, one more Srimad Bhagavatam said, oh, today he became the first. We should not become envious. Yeah, this nature can come in our mind, heart, but we should react against our mind. We should think, we should then chastise our mind. No, you are a rascal, you should not think this, because this is the service of Prabhupada. So coming this in our mind is not an offense, is not a problem. But the problem, if we don't react properly, and if we don't take efforts to solve this problem. To be honest, honestly speaking, I am also struggling with this problem. Every one of us, maybe you are not, but mostly while we are doing this practice of Krishna consciousness, unless we become a pure devotee, this nature is available to us. But if we take proper steps, and if we feel sad in our heart and try to overcome this problem sincerely, then Krishna surely help us. And that's why, and to be honest, it's very subtle. Like when we have 3-4 good singers at the same time, in the same place, then what is our mentality? Do I think, okay, let me sing? Or do I think, no, let the other devotee sing for glorifying Krishna? This is also a good exam. And if we struggle with the mic, let me sing, then it's not a good habit. And at the same time, when a senior devotee is present, we should be careful while instructing other, while giving class. Sometimes due to schedule we have to do that, but at the same time we should be frank and honest, we should beg mercy from the senior, and we should take suggestion from them, whether there is any correction, comment. So these are very subtle exercise in our devotional practice. And in Vaishnava etiquette book written by His Holiness Bhakticharya Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, so Radhanath Swami Maharaj told there, we should be eager mostly to hear about Krishna rather than speaking. Of course, it's also a service to speak about Krishna, Sravanam Kirtanam. But mostly Sravanam is the most prominent. He told we should not only eager to speak, no intensity, no propensity to hear. Just speak, and don't hear anything from the seniors, don't hear anything from the Gurudev, thinking, okay, I know everything, now let's speak, give advice to others. We should hear more than speak. So these are very subtle. Normally, after becoming devotee, if we feel envious propensity, envy to the materialistic person, to the devotees, then it's very dangerous. Like for example, once a devotee, sometimes you will see some crazy people, they drive on the road, some very expensive motor, and they're showing some charisma on the road. You saw that? I saw many times on the road they're doing like this craziness. They show some skill, and some of them is staying on the one wire, the other one, and they are showing some charisma. So some devotees are saying that, and one of them saying, Krishna, let him enter under the truck. What the hell is he doing? So this devotee is saying out of enviousness to that person, because he is saying that this person is getting a little bit of pleasure by doing some material activities, so he is jealous because he is not able to doing so. This also tendency of being envious. and like being a devotee, maybe we don't have too much money, and when we see any rich people, rich guy, material guy, then out of envy we think, oh, this person is don't know, he's a nonsense, accumulating so much money. Rather than thinking how can I engage this person, this money, the money of this person in Krishna's service, he is thinking this person will go to hell. Like sometime you will see some person, they are not so much interested in Krishna consciousness, but they come every day in the temple to pray obeisances to Krishna. Like we have also some people coming every day to pay obeisances to Radha Parishishwar. And every day they come. This is also one type of bhakti. Without getting attraction for Krishna, it's never possible to do the same things. Maybe a little, to do the same things repeatedly every day. We see some person coming every day, and every day we give some Bharati Prasad to this person. So that's little by little they are getting attraction to Krishna, and also they feel, just see, every day they are giving prasadam to me, and they feel also attraction, loving relationship. And one day surely guaranteed they will be more closer to the devotees and more closer to Krishna consciousness. But if we think, like, imagine the consciousness of two different devotees. If you think, just see how nice this person is coming every day to pay Dandavat Pranam to Krishna, to take some prasadam. That is a nice consciousness. And if I think, just see this person, he's so rascal, every day coming for just for few seconds, few minutes and then go. Not about thinking about Krishna consciousness, not chanting, not taking prasadam. He will go to hell surely. What is this? This is not Krishna consciousness. He should chant 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles. Just say me, I am a good brahmachari, 10 years staying in the temple. So the difference of consciousness between these two persons. One is reacting in a positive way without any envious nature. The other is reacting due to envy. So now the choice is on us. What type of devotee we will be. And that is the process of Krishna consciousness. The more we will try, the more we will be pure. The more we will get the mercy from Srila Prabhupada, from the Acharyas and from the Lord. But if we think, okay, let's life go on like this, no problem, envious nature is there, okay, I don't mind, I don't care. Last is coming in the heart, these problems are there, okay, I don't mind. Then there is no difference between a karmi and between a devotee. So that's why we should be very careful. Coming in Krishna consciousness doesn't mean we become free from envious nature. When I see my same colleague, my same age devotee, while he became the leader, temple president, or some kirtan leader or something, but I am still didn't get any post, then this is very, really envious nature comes out. This fox comes out from our heart. But it can be there. But at the same time, we should be very careful to resist this tendency. If it come, don't feel like, okay, what can I do? No, we shouldn't be careless, and at the same time, we shouldn't be, frustrated. If we be careless, then there is no question of solving this. And if we be frustrated, then it will not help us also in progressing. But if we think, okay, this is the nature of the world, I am not pure, that's why this is coming, but let's take some effort to solve this gradually. It's not possible in one day, never. So rather than, how can we take the action? Rather than, becoming, normally what happens when we become envy, then whatever this person do, we will not like. Even if he does the things very nicely, temple is improving, devotees are coming increasing more and more, they are getting pleasure more and more, everything is flourishing, still that person will think, what's the wrong? Because in this material world, everyone has some defects. If you do 10 good things and one bad thing, then that person will choose the bad one. Just like Srila Prabhupada saying, just like, the bees, they are taking, even if there is a dustbin, everywhere is the dust and rubbish. If a bee goes there, he will, and there is a good flower. And where will the bee go? On the flower, avoiding all of the rubbish things. But if a crow goes there, surely he will take the rubbish. He will never show any, liking for the flower. So the choice is to us, what we want to be, whether a crow or a good bee. So thank you so much. I hope every one of us, by the mercy of Nitya Shruti, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we will try our best gradually, day by day. It's not a matter of one day, remember. But we must try. We will try our best, little by little, taking action, helping the person to whom I am feeling jealous, rather than creating the conflict. And thus, maybe by the mercy, by our effort, we will get mercy. And by the mercy, we will be able to solve this problem. Thank you so much. You have any question or any comment or any correction? We have still 2 minutes left. At least some comment, correction, if not question.
It's interesting, like about the envy, no? Because of this way that we always have to compare ourselves to the others, and yes, in making this way of devotees and just trying to. I feel for me more like just like that, to compare myself always to the devotees. Sometimes I just say, no, what are you doing? Not supposed to. So yeah, it's cool that we can remember that.
Yeah. In this regard, I will share one nice verse I forgot to say. This is really helps me, and I think it will really helps every devotee. This is told by Narad Muni to Dhruva Maharaj. Guna adhikat mudam lipshanu krosham guna adamat matrim shamanaman nichoy natapai abhibhuyate. So he told, how can we become free from this envious nature? Guna adhikat mudam lipshu. When we see someone more advanced than us, we should be happy. Not so easy. Guna adhikat mudam lipshu anukrosham guna adamat. When we see someone more inferior than us, we should be merciful to them. Just like giving them some prasadam, helping them in coming to the temple, helping them in becoming advanced, hearing Krishna Katha. So Gunadikat Madham Nichoy, Anukrishan Gunadamat, Matrim Shamanam Nichoy. When we are in the friend level, we should have a friendly relationship. Like two of us came in the same time in Krishna consciousness, and we have a very good relationship. So we can help each other. Friendly relationship helps us to grow in Krishna consciousness. So what is the solution by Narad Muni? Guna adhikat mudam lipsha. When we see someone good than us, then we should be happy. Guna adhikat mudam lipsha anukrosham gunadamat. When we see someone inferior than us, we should be merciful to them. And matrim shamanam anichya. When we see someone on our equal level, we should have a friendly relationship. Thus we can save ourselves from the threefold miseries of the life. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki. And also I pray to you from the core of the heart. Please, whatever we shared it with each other, so that I cultivate that in my practical life. Because what we say, people don't keep it in the mind. But what we do, that give the reflection, that give the effect in others. Otherwise, just saying people, it will have no effect. But when you see, oh, that person, what he's saying, he's doing that, then purity is the force. Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Thank you so much for your kind attention and attendance. That's very Shishya.
Yes, Premamoya
Prabhupada
Prabhu
ki
ki
jai.
jai.